All right, all right.
Welcome back.
Are you
Strange.
welcoming are you welcoming me back or you welcome the viewership back?
Oh, both.
Both.
Got you back there, boy.
Man, I was gone for one week. Felt like 1,000, but you guys held shop. I had a brother Mace Hibbert
Yeah,
on the get
man.
down. He
He's trying
looked
to
like
stay
he
with
was
the
real.
most popular local musicians XP yet. Have yet to see the numbers on that.
Well, if I know Mace, he'll be looking to see if it was. But thank you, Mace, for sitting and keeping my chair warm, brother,
Right.
and chatting it up, man. So I watched the episode, man. It was a great episode. You guys talked a lot about some interesting things, and
Yeah.
um, yeah, that was super cool, super cool.
Yeah, man. But we
Uh,
miss your commentary, so we're glad you're back. How was your tour, man?
Man, it was cool. We just went down to Key West with the Mikeville band and
Mhm.
played for a week at a club down there that they've been playing for years, man. And so it's a it's a cool thing. I tell you what, man, the thing about playing every night like that, your chops get back to optimum level, dude. I was like, man, I hadn't felt that since I've been on the road.
Well, what happened when you played at Napoleon's? Did some of that transfer over or what?
No, what do you mean?
Like your chops, did it like playing that much when it's time for you to play at Napoleon's? Did
Oh man, well, yeah. So it was just, yeah, everything was there. It was just about
the
sort of
vocabulary,
changing
right,
your creative, your how you I guess how you sculpt things when you play.
right.
But what I'm talking about is just like your strength
Oh yeah.
is so, man, and it's just like, man, I miss those. I mean, you miss them, but you don't miss those days. You know
Yeah,
what, you understand what I'm saying? But
definitely.
there's no substitute. Excuse me, guys. My voice is doing all kinds of crazy things. I lost my voice down when I was down in Key West, so it's kind of in and out. But man, there is no substitute for playing every night, and it wears. I mean, it wears you out, man. But your
Right.
chops,
Yeah.
right now, I feel like I could walk. I could just like power through a heavy metal gig or something like where I'm.
Right.
And what was so cool also is I found that spot of where you're still getting like a lot of power, but you're not using a lot of energy. And I had
Right.
lost that.
Wow.
I had kind of lost that. There's a certain thing where you don't even really kind of feel. I mean, I'm sure it's the same thing with whatever instrument you're
Yeah,
using,
but
but
I think drum because like every now and then, if my drummer and my combo doesn't show up, I'll just kind of play drums. Man, it is physically taxing, man.
it's
Drums
physical,
is
man.
just a whole another thing, man. And you have to relax to play because if you tighten up, man, it's
Right,
game over with in
right,
3 minutes. I'm not
yeah,
talking like a whole
right,
3 hours like y'all play with Mike Veal, you know.
right, right,
So
yeah.
the muscular thing with piano could be in your wrist and your hands and stuff, fingers and stuff like that. But
Mm,
and when you're balancing, and what people understand when you play drum set, you're balancing everything on your seat. You know what I'm saying? Because
hmm.
your legs are moving, your appendages are moving. So your balance has to be your core and
Right.
your for lack of better terms, your butt, man, the way you're sitting on it, your hips, all that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
man.
Well, posture is very important.
Right,
And then because you are running is
right.
basically what you're doing. Like I get 10,000 steps in, man, playing on Mike's gig
Easily, right?
easily. 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 Thing be going off vibe. I'm like, golly. But we play 2 hours, 2.5 hour sets. Man, we play 2.5 hour sets down there. And yeah, it does physically, but when I'm playing, like I said, I kind of found that spot where it's like it's I was talking. It's kind of like the 1-inch punch. It's kind of like the
Right, right.
1-inch punch where you're getting all that power, but you're not using a lot of energy or a lot of force to get it. There's just there's a little something in there. And like I said, I used to have when you're on the road, you kind of find that, but when you're not playing every day, even if you're practicing, it's different.
It's not the same thing.
It is not the same thing. It's not the same thing. So
You think about the analogy that we always do with sports, but there's game shape and there's end shape, but that game shape is a whole different thing.
Is a whole different thing, man.
And mentally too, the mentality it takes to play 4 or 5 gigs in a row, like 4 nights in a row.
So we played 7.
7. The
7 nights in a row
for that too. And plus, like, y'all have such a huge repertoire. So, I mean, I could gather with y'all repertoire, you wouldn't have to repeat a lot of songs per night,
No, you don't repeat anything.
Oh, dang. That's even worse.
Yeah. You might do the same, like on a nightly basis, you're going to repeat some things, but not like within the same night. No, never. You never play the same song.
Do y'all charge for Brown Eyed Girls if somebody requests?
Yeah, that's $100.
Really?
Mustang Sally, $200. Any of those? 200? Any of those, man.
Man.
You get charged. Or Michael say he's in a lawsuit with one of them. Oh, I'm in a lawsuit with him. We can't play that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
I got to remember that one. That's pretty good.
Yeah, we're in a lawsuit, man. We can't.
But you know what? The crazy thing is I have that song on my first CD, Keep That Same Old Feeling, right?
Right, the Crusaders tune.
Right. So when I went to I didn't have to pay for it, but Hot Shoe Records, shout out to Hot Shoe Records, when they were getting the licensing for it.
Right.
Joe Sample had died, and what's the sax player that played in the Crusaders? He had like a nickname, not Snooks. It's something like that. I can't remember the name.
It was Sticks Hooper.
Sticks. So it is Sticks. Okay.
Well, Sticks Hooper is a drummer though.
Right. But Sticks is so they were the States.
That's who you were thinking of? That's who you were thinking of was Sticks?
Yeah, Sticks.
Okay.
Sticks and Joe Sample, their estates was fighting over who created the song. So we had to buy licensing from both of them until they settled the dispute. So whenever they settle it, I get $20 back from one of them. I probably won't even remember by the time they figure it out. But
so what was can I ask how much was the licensing on that song?
It was $20, go to Harry Fox, but it's per 1,000. So it wasn't really that much. And I think it's even less now for digital stuff. So nobody's doing physical copies people are still doing physical copies of CDs, but the rate has changed for digital downloads or digital kind of plays. So so licensing got to be cheaper now. But the thing is, I was like, and then they track it. So like if you get any radio play, whatever, there's shares that go to their estate and stuff. So at the end of the day, they still fighting over it,
So, that's so sad, man.
I'm supposed to get $20 from somebody.
Right.
Like, Sticks, give it up, bro. You know you didn't write. Keep that same old feeling, bro.
Man.
Right.
And there's I guess there's lyrics on the original, right?
There's lyrics, but you think about bands too, right? Bands break up. Somebody told me, I think it was a entertainment lawyer, it's like, never create a band name that everybody owns. It's like War. When you have a group like War and somebody break out the group, they legally can have a War band too. That's why there's 3 War bands on the road.
That's why the Ohio Players. That happened to the Ohio Players.
Same thing.
Yep. That happened to the Ohio Players.
So the Chris Burroughs Collective, that's, I have nothing to do with that.
Nothing to do with that.
Like, man, I'm starting my own CB collective.
Right. All right, thanks everybody for joining us. We really love that you are here and hanging out with us on this Tuesday for the Chop It Up Tuesday episode 27.
Yeah, hit us up in the chat, tell us.
Hit us up in the chat. You got questions, comments, let us know you're here. If you're on Facebook, give us a like. If you're on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, give us a like, also set your bell notification so that you know when we go live or drop a new video. Spotify, we are on, and we are way behind on putting episodes there, but we will catch up with that
what about Twitch?
Also soon. And we are also on Twitch for all the gamers, and we are on I'm just gonna say Twitter. It's called X now, which is just weird. There's a whole lot of X on there too, but I mean, I guess that always has been. But it's just crazy, man. It is crazy out there. But yeah, whatever platform you checking us out on, please give us a like, subscribe, share the episodes, yeah. So we got to give a shout out. We had one of our great icons pass away a few days ago. The great
Carl Weathers.
Carl Weathers, man. Iconic, huge part of my youth, from Rocky movies to Predator.
Oh, come on. Hey, my brother
Jackson.
My brother was a principal. He heard that all the time. Action Jackson is based off of that.
Jackson, man.
Yep.
I mean, one of the worst movies ever made, but Vanity was
Action Jackson to this day.
Action Jackson, Predator is a classic, and then obviously the Rocky movies. And for those that don't know,
right? Wasn't he in Happy Gilmore or something?
Happy Gilmore, yep. That was another one that was a classic. And a lot of people don't know he was a football player for the Oakland Raiders.
Oh yeah,
he was a linebacker back in the 70s, and but the whole history of the Apollo Creed, the character, I'm not sure how much input he had in that, but because he was an Ali kind of like figure,
right? Definitely.
But a businessman first, very intelligent, very astute, and created this whole persona around Apollo Creed. So big ups to my man. Rest in peace.
My favorite.
Jump Creed. Jump Creed. Jump Creed.
Come on,
Creed. Come on, Creed.
Bro, one of my favorite scenes. Well, favorite plot in the movie was the second one, when Apollo's trainer was like, "Leave this bum alone, man. Leave him alone.
He's gonna tear you up. He's gonna tear him.
Like,
he gonna get you.
Do it. No, bro. Leave him alone, bro. Gilberto Valdez passed too.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So there's Latin jazz, Latin stuff too, man. So that was recent. I think that was January sometime he passed. So yeah. But Carl Weathers, man.
Man, what an icon, man. I mean, just the physical, just like I wanted to just look like that cat, man. He had the short shorts and the knee-high socks, bro. He had style. He had charisma,
He had that Jordan undershirt, the t-shirt undershirt thing, the sleeves cut off, the sleeveless
sleeves cut with the abs showing, man. Come on, bro.
Come on. Like football coach.
Come on. Come get
like Kyler Murray, bro, with the little half shirt, bro.
Man, come on, man. Come on. So, but shout out to him. Let's see. Other than that, I think that's what you've been up to, man. I know you had the school and
do it's when you're looking forward to a break, like let's say you're teaching lessons, right?
Right.
And a break is coming up. You're looking forward to that break, man. I had 2 breaks that got interrupted today. A visiting student called, their dad called. I'm like,
right.
Hey, we here. I was like, oh, okay. Well, I guess I'll show y'all and introduce her to Carla or whatever. So that was cool. Then my other break, my guest, Madoka came. She came early.
Oh, okay.
So I had to find Madoka. Madoka Ushima. Yeah. And I was like, dang, both my breaks are gone. Next thing I know, it's 4:30. Got home, ate something. Then Mom's called me, bro. When Mom's called me, bro, it was done.
Man,
I was like,
Mom, time is gone.
Yeah.
Time is gone. Time is gone.
Yeah. So, but you know, doing that, and I got a couple of gigs coming up. But I'm at Red Light Wednesday, so you know.
Okay.
I got that. You back? Mike
Back
Field?
with the field train, man. The cats everybody's tore down, but we play tomorrow, and then actually I'm off for the rest of the week. I got to really kind of regroup, man. Like I said, I've been fighting a little bit of something, man, a little bit cough and losing.
People talking about it was good that you lost your voice, bro.
I know they always do. They always do. See, but they got to pay for it when it come back. So
your boy was looking for you. Dallas Cowboys was looking for you Sunday.
He wasn't looking for him. He didn't want none. He didn't want none. He
said, "Where Notre Dame at?" That's just what he said, bro.
He didn't want none. He didn't want none, man. So we got our brother Brian Falgout, who's actually down in New Orleans. Is he still there? Yeah, I guess I thought he was.
Yeah, I remember he was going down there.
So he sent a video of George Porter of the Meters fame, who plays at the Maple Leaf every week. He sent us a video of some of that action. So what's going on, Brian? How you doing? Let's see. That's the only person that's chatted it up with us. So
it's very strange.
Very strange, but that's cool. That's cool. I know. I'm sure we got more people here, but
they're scared of this heat that's about to come up, right? They got some smoke about to come.
Is this heat or is this man? We used to beat these cats up and take their lunch money, bro.
Oh, look at Brad. Thank you, Brad. Okay, man.
What's up, Brad?
We used to beat them up and take their lunch money.
We used to beat them up, take their lunch money, man.
One of them, you got to try to catch them, Brad. One of them,
make them play. Brad. Hey, say no. You play that standard again. Play it again. Play it again.
Hey, man. No. Don't take out that phone, bro. Do not take out that phone.
They used to listen to us. Now they got big gigs, and they got big gigs. One of them you don't even see no more. I'm about to address that in a minute.
I don't see him no more, bro.
I don't know where he been. I see one all the time. Keep in touch, hang out, man. Come out to the sessions, chill, play, talk. One of them, though, can't find him. Can't find him, bro. Can't find him, man. So I'm about to, I'm gonna address that one. I'm gonna address that one in a minute.
Oh, bro, I the one that you're talking about, bro. They came to a jam session, bro. Sat on 2 tunes. I gave them their jacket. Yeah, but I wasn't even on the tune, bro. I wasn't even on the tune.
He at what? When was it?
Yeah, bro.
He took time out of his busy world tour schedule to.
Oh yeah, I got him for a gig. I got him for a gig, and the singer, which shall remain nameless, but I'm going to give her initials, Corinne Williams. Okay. She said the dude looked like Billy D. Williams and
he's just smiling all the time, man. That's all he's doing.
Man, come on, man, get out of here.
He just smiles. We get that big old smile, man. He be melting cats, melting hearts, man, with that smile.
She gave him a younger one too. I can't even think who the cat was, but some heartthrob dude, man.
Man, he got that little
get on it, bro.
He got the good curly hair too, man? I never really checked it out, but you got the Billy D. Bro. Oh my gosh! All
got
right,
finger waves, S curl, something. You know, he got a little something happening, bro. You know,
got the S curl, dude.
S curl, the blue and white bottle. You know. Nah, man.
I was hardcore on the S curl, man. I had the S curl, man.
You had an S curl?
I had the S curl, man.
Oh snap! We got to see photos of that.
Put the Duke. Remember the Duke?
Yeah.
Man, that was too straight though.
Man, Mom didn't play that, man. Mom said
you don't need to though. You got that. You got that. You don't have your dad's hair.
Yeah, but I wanted to put the do rag on. Mom's like, nah. You gonna put this blue magic on? It's blue magic grease. Like blue magic. Can we even get the green stuff with soft sheen or whatever? No. This blue magic is the same thing. Whoa.
That was greasy. That was super greasy. That blue magic, man.
Right.
That was real greasy. Man. All right. So anyway, we are honored to have 2 cats who really are doing exactly not only what they want to be doing, but some things that we've talked about in terms of going through the proper channels to have a career or to ultimately be in this business and make a living from this business on any level, because not everybody reaches the the super big gigs or the super, the super sessions or but what's cool about both of these guys is I feel like they're both very close. One of them has, they're both very coveted gigs in terms of just I don't want to say that's not a good word, but they're highly respected
and highly coveted
gigs. And yes, they are. I mean, of course, they are coveted. So, and both getting in at a relatively young age is also key. To not only begin your journey, in that, but to also have a long career, doing what you want to do. So one of them is a bass player, and the other one is a drummer. So that's another, and they're both brothers. So that's an interesting thing. So I want to kind of talk a little bit about how they chose their instruments.
Bass player also plays drums now.
Yes, he does play drums. He does play drums. So, but does the drummer play bass?
No, but the drummer can play giant steps, I think. As
on
long
what?
As long as you don't offer any money for him, he's fine on.
What, he can play giant steps on what? Piano?
On piano. Until you put $20 up, then something happens. We'll talk about that, but no, yeah.
But they are from
play anything else, man. He's
dope,
so yeah.
Okay. But they're from Augusta,
right?
Georgia. Educated, one at Florida State, right? Okay, the other one at I'm just saying that's where he went first. Hold on.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't.
He went second? Is that where he went second?
Yes.
Oh, my bad. My bad. So he went through the proper channels of the Tyrone Jackson, Justin Chisarik,
Sam
Skelton, Kennesaw State,
Mark Miller School.
Yes, and then made his way down to Florida State
to get his master's.
Okay. Now, what about the other one?
Other one, as soon as he graduated from the Owls,
he was out.
He was out. He's out, bro. Working, bro.
He was out, man.
Producing records, and the next thing I know, he's out.
Also, very good photographer.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Is
headshots for me. I forgot about that.
Yes. So, without further ado, we are going to bring on the Boone brothers, Brandon and Robert.
Yeah.
Yo,
what's going on, fellas?
What's happening?
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
What's up?
I don't know if we can hear Brandon. Oh yeah, now we can hear Brandon. Okay.
All right, cool.
So I'm gonna adjust my camera. So
all right. Somebody's got good sound, and the other one got good lighting. What's up?
I might be switching.
Get it right.
So, man, congratulations should be in order, right? I don't know if we should dip right into that, but
let's do it, man. Let's do it. Let's talk about the big news. Mr. Robert Boone is a Grammy winner.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you. Yeah, man. It's been a crazy couple of days, man.
And it's crazy because last year I thought y'all were going to get it with was that the one with Stevie Wonder on it, or that's this?
No,
one?
that was the last one. Was live at Birdland.
Okay,
the one with Stevie Wonder. I actually wasn't on that one.
Oh, you wasn't on. Okay, I thought y'all were going to win that one. That's the one I thought y'all were going to win.
Yeah.
But this one sweeter because you're on it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
killer. So man. So when did you find? When did you find out, man, that you guys had won?
We were actually in rehearsal during the ceremony. So this one comes on at 3:00. So I'm in the back trying to read these charts and also look at the screen next to me, not knowing that it was going to be almost 3 hours later when they announced. So anyways, we finished rehearsal, we go to dinner, and we're just kind of hanging around, and the next thing you know, they bring up the category for best large jazz ensemble. So it gets really quiet. I'm holding up the phone, everybody's looking at it, and Patty Austin comes out, and she opens a folder, and she just starts singing one of our tunes, and that's when we knew it was us. So it got real rowdy in there for a minute.
Right.
Were y'all in a restaurant? Or where were y'all?
Yeah, we were in a restaurant out in Louisville.
That must have y'all must have went crazy in that bad boy.
We did, yeah. It was.
And what did the restaurant say? Did they cop y'all food or something like that, bro? You know?
No, well, this was the this was the university that brought us there, so they were already taking care of it. But
take care. Okay.
Yeah, it was great. But they did, after we won, they did come back and say, if y'all want any alcohol, it's on you. So I guess they kind of knew which direction that night was going.
Man, well, congratulations, man. I mean, you need to get that tattooed on your forehead. I'd be like,
you should be like Jay-Z drinking out of that bad boy, bro. Just get But you know, I thought about this. I said, your dad is proud of both of y'all so much. Like, he must have just went to cloud 9 when that bad boy happened.
I'm sure. Mom too. They both texted and called immediately as soon as it happened, and they were so happy and everything. And it's just a great opportunity and a great moment that I got to share with them. That was awesome.
So when did you find out the news there, Brandon? When did you find out that your brother had won a Grammy?
He sent a few of us a group text. I shared in a couple group texts together, and I think I got the news from a couple of our brothers, and then the family group message, and then I had to call him. I think mid rehearsal and whatnot. But yeah, it's all just happening fast.
Right. But you guys recorded an album this past year, right, with the Tedeschi Trucks Band?
Yeah, we
if it's released, y'all potentially could be considered for a Grammy too. Then y'all dad will really lose it, bro. If y'all have, bro. Because Trucks has won before, right? They've won Grammys before.
Yeah. Kebby has one.
Yeah.
I think Mace has one. I think Mace has one with Derek. Mace has one with Derek. So,
but could you imagine if y'all get one too? Man, your dad, bro, is just gonna take himself out, bro.
I know
it's coming. It's coming. We hope
it is, man. Proud of you guys, man. So, man, let's talk a little bit about your upbringing and who was playing music first. I think your father is a brother in the chat. What's going on, Bobby?
You already know.
Stop talking about me.
I know you got a defibrillator right next to you. I know you do. You're gonna blow that hard up because you're gonna pass out.
Man. So talk about a little bit about you guys. Who was playing music first? How did you guys get introduced to music and so on and so forth?
I think I was playing first, just at a young age. My mom, right before this, she called me and said, "You better make sure you tell this story." So I'm gonna go ahead and do it first. But she used to pack packs of pencils in my diaper bag, so that when we got to church, I can take them out and beat on the back of the pews. And just I would sit right in front of the drums. There was a guy named Joe, I think Joe Mims, and my dad was playing piano, and I just sit there and watch him and try to pick up what I could and playing on the back of the church pews as a 2-3-year-old kid. And then I kind of put it down for a while and picked it back up again, in middle school, because we went to a fine arts middle school and high school, so it was either do music or do dance or acting or Tyrone's face.
Yeah.
So those are my choices. So I'm like, let me see what band is talking about.
Come on, Tyrone.
Right. Most drummers can dance, though, man. At some level,
really. Chris?
Yes. I don't know about modern dance, though. That's another thing.
Yeah. Right.
With the tights and all that kind of stuff. That's not for me.
Man. Don't hate. Don't hate.
So you were playing drums before you were potty trained.
Pretty much. Yeah. And I got one Christmas I got a drum set as a gift, and I broke it the same day because the drum heads were made out of paper or something like that. And I put a stick right through it. And I was like, oh, okay. I probably need to get an actual, drum set at some point. So yeah, but I started really young. And then I think Brandon, I'm not really sure when he started.
All right, Brandon. So when did you start, Brandon? What was your first instrument?
I think it was playing drums first. Actually hearing my brother practice all the time.
Okay.
And also hearing my auntie, who was kind of the, unsung hero, like could play everything, and she played drums, and she had drum sets at her house, and we would go to her house, and she would have CDs, and Robert would just play the CDs, and she would just pop CDs and play the records, and I would just always listen, and I think at some point I just like started playing like in middle school or something, which is,
but
I guess, a tad bit different and late. What's that?
Not to cut you off, but only one of us in the Boone household made All-State on drums, and it wasn't me.
Oh, wow.
So, just saying.
Oh.
Just saying. I mean, I'm not like still upset.
I feel it. Is there a little hostility about that still? A little traumatic? Is that a little trauma, a little family trauma that I'm picking up on here?
Auditions for the Count Basie band that you might want to try out for, Brandon? Is that what you say?
Hey, right?
Man, Brandon, you should just show up at rehearsal one day and be like, ding, ding, ta-ting, ting, ta-ting, ting, and just look around and see. So then y'all, if y'all need a sub, man, need a sub, I'm here.
Yeah. And then I think after hearing him play drums, go through high school and seeing him play with another bass player, and we grew up in church, and seeing my dad play, I picked up a bass from a guy that my dad played in church with. He gave me a bass, and from then on I played bass. And then I didn't really pick up drums again until college, when Justin Chazarek was like, hey, you played drums in high school and middle school, like why don't you just keep studying? So I mean, I was like, of course, that's a win-win for me.
Right. Right.
At what point did your dad like say, you guys are going to be with me, like we're going to do a trio thing, or we're going to play? Did that ever happen, or what?
We used to play a lot with him in church.
Right.
I did a bunch more. The three of us haven't really played a ton together.
Okay.
Because when Brandon was really picking up bass, I had kind of left and went to Kennesaw State.
Right.
So we played. When I came back home, we would all play and we jam a little bit. And there was maybe a couple concerts where we might have played some stuff together, but we haven't played together as much as you might think. But we definitely went through the school of Bobby Boone and the church for sure. A lot of stories about having to learn parts correctly in order to play the next day. There's one specific song. It's called "Pressure into Praise" by Lucinda Moore.
Okay.
But it's got this like 4-bar drum solo at the beginning, or it's not even like a solo. It's just an intro, and there's a crazy drum fill. And I just remember being so stressed out because my dad was like, "We're gonna do it on Sunday, but Saturday I need to hear it." So it's Monday, and I'm like, "Oh, okay, all right." I'm trying to figure it out. I practiced all week. I'm like, I got it. And so it was so funny because I had at this time I had an electric drum set, and he didn't even come in the room. He did it from the living room and just told me to put it on the speakers. So it was just me in my room with this drum set. He's not even in there. He's like, "All right, do it." And I started playing it. And I played it right. And I was like, okay, well, I've got to be done now, right? He's like, nope, do it again. He had me do it probably 10, 15 times. And, and like looking back, I'm like, I understand why. But now, I mean, at the time I was like, man, I played it right already. Like, why can't we move on to something else,
Right.
He made me do it probably 10, 15 times, but it kind of, it taught us, it's not about playing it right once. You got to be able to do it every time,
And how old were you? How old were you when that happened?
Probably 14, 15, something like that.
Mm-hmm. So that's that's an early lesson about repetition.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And not doing it once doesn't mean that you have it,
Right.
It's
well, true.
You know, we used to sing in the choir as well.
Oh, really?
What?
You know, we used to be in those rehearsals. Where
It's true.
Well, you were in the rehearsals, but were you singing?
Absolutely.
Whoa. Okay.
He sound like he got the golden voice too, man. I don't even want to hear it. I'm not even going to ask him.
Absolutely.
Unforgettable.
What you were singing? Tenor, baritone? What you were singing?
We were
third part, tenors. 3 part. I mean, gospel. Third part.
Probably.
You were singing third part, huh?
Tenor, yeah.
Tenor.
Yeah, we were singing tenors.
Man,
wow.
See, Robert been holding out because somebody was asking Robert on the last gig that we did if anybody could do some harmonies. Robert's like, nah, but he holding out. I have to let,
oh man,
I'm gonna have to let KH know.
Uh-huh.
Uh-oh.
Get him.
You and Billy Thornton could sing some.
Yeah, I know Billy's got it. I'll be the one holding everybody back. Trust me.
But we gotta call Brandon down. Now we know Brandon do that. What's the age difference between y'all two?
4 years.
32. Yeah.
4. Okay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I got a question, Brandon. Okay, when you got the Kennesaw, bruh, older brother was like, he was on you, bro. So did you know that was going to happen, or did you just like expect it, whatever? Because we played some basketball games too, and Big Brother's serious, right? So y'all be going in for sure. So what was it like going to the same school your brother went to, and then he's like trying to put you through your paces and stuff?
It was amazing. To be honest, I mean, he put me on early to a lot of just things out, just hit me to a lot of music that he was checking out. It helped that he was, saying like, okay, this is what I'm transcribing, when he's clearly, 4 years ahead, or this is what I'm checking out. This is how many hours I'm putting in a day, so it's like, oh, well, maybe if I could start now, I mean, you never know. That's just how I was thinking at the time. I was like, oh, like this is, not that you have to follow the train, but I was like, okay, get to Atlanta, play some music, like let's go. And it felt very exciting to have someone that was looking out and being like,
And you had a unique vantage point of seeing him change from what he was. You know what I'm saying? Like he started off one way, and then when he was in our first class that developed our jazz program at Kennesaw, so
sure,
if it wasn't for that, you probably still be who you are, but we didn't have a jazz track at Kennesaw. You would have been percussion all the way, right? Because you were in like a percussion major, right, Robert?
Yeah, I mean, well, my degree from Kennesaw is still technically classical percussion.
Right.
I didn't actually switch over because when the jazz degree started, I was in my senior year, so it would have added on another year or two.
Right.
And
then Brandon, you came in right when we had the degree already, right?
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So yeah, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and then vice versa, Robert, you were able to see Brandon's development too, because Brandon came in obviously talented, but then he put in a lot of hard work, and you've probably seen his development as well, right?
Yeah, that for me, that started when I was when I was in Kennesaw and I would come home for breaks, and I just actually it was him and Patrick. They were Patrick Arthur. They were like in a lot of the same groups, and they were the same age in school. So I come home and come play with them, and I'm like, okay, y'all almost got this. Y'all almost got this together. I'll see y'all in a few months. And come. But then
you gonna take that, Brandon? You gonna take that, Brandon?
Hey, if nothing else, I'm gonna be honest. But they
see where this is going, man. we could just light fires all night long.
Wait
man.
till I ask these questions at the end. I'm gonna wait till the end. I got 2 questions gotta ask.
Okay. So all right, so let's keep it civil right now. Let's keep it civil. So Brandon, you know, when you chose to even just go to college, you know, for school, was that, I mean, did you ever think that that was something that you were going to do, or were you more just following kind of a little bit what Robert was doing and just trying to figure some things out at that point?
I mean, I think I had a couple different options for school, but you know, as far as like you kind of weigh your options, and you know, you land in this town or this town. But I was, you know, thinking like, okay, Kennesaw is close to Atlanta, and it's an opportunity to, you know, at least from what I've heard, to work. And you know, even if I don't like it, Georgia is kind of like always going to be there, or you know, at the time I was thinking that. But yeah, I kind of, you know, looked up to the big brother footsteps, and he, you know, seeing who he was playing with. I know, you know, at the time he was taking on a bunch of gigs, and I was like, yeah, that's awesome. That's exactly what I want to be doing. And so, yeah, I think it all comes into play, and, you know, seeing what he did and seeing how successful and, you know, like seeing it all, like seeing his growth and seeing like everything. So it was all part of it.
So what were your first, so both of you guys sort of came up in the Atlanta scene and, you know, going out to the jam session, just going through the proper channels to, you know, meet and network. But I think you guys ended up in very different slots, you know, in terms of the path that Robert was taking, and then which was definitely more hardcore, straight ahead. I mean, you could play anything. You could play other stuff too as well, growing up in the church. But in terms of what you're known for, and in terms of the gigs that you were getting and what you were shooting for, whereas Brandon fell into a much different circuit in terms of you know, just musically speaking. So talk a little bit about the paths of music, and just choose. I guess you never really choose what, I mean, it just kind of happens, right? You don't really, you know, you might want to do something, but then something else is calling you, so you end up going down that road for a little bit. So, but just talk a little bit about the paths that you guys were on, and then where you are now. And did you think that you would kind of be where you are?
Yeah, I think in the beginning, both of us kind of had similar starts, like as you were saying, being at Kennesaw, and then, you know, going to jam sessions where Tyrone was hosting. I remember like the one at the Sam Ash Jam, way back when they were giving out those gift cards just for showing up, you know. So, but you know, like just going there, going to Churchill, going to even the jams we would have at school, you know, just trying to be around, you know, you and Tyrone as much as possible, and just kind of checking out what y'all were doing around town. And then I think like I know like the biggest thing for, like, I feel like for Brandon personally was like when he went and started playing kind of with Colonel Bruce, or Bruce Hampton. Yeah. So once he started that, then that kind of set him over on this more electric bass side. And I've just always kind of been more drawn to straight ahead. I mean, I like playing everything.
Right.
Like this weekend was a perfect example. We played. Brandon had his group at Northside Tavern Friday night, this past Friday, and then we played with Tyler Neal, which is another soul gig, on Saturday, and then I did the Basie thing on Sunday. So it, you know,
that's right.
But personally, I like that. I don't like to play like the same thing all the time every day. I kind of have to switch it up a little bit, as I'm sure y'all know too, because y'all are musicians that are well versed in many genres too. So it just gets kind of boring if you just play the same. It can get boring if you play the same thing all the time. But like just kind of watching y'all and you know, Sam and Justin and, you know, all the other faculty and people that we've had a chance to work with even outside of school, you know, it's just better to be like really well rounded. So I just tried to take opportunities, you know, if it was a rock gig, if it was a a funk thing here, a soul thing here, a straight ahead jazz, big band, small group, duo, whatever.
Right.
Just trying to get as many. Try to, basically, I felt like at a time I was just throwing stuff at the wall and just would see what would stick. Like which
That's
area
right.
am I having more success in? And then you, like you said, you just kind of land where you land. So that's kind of how I approached it. But I'm curious to hear Brandon's answer on this.
Yeah. What about you, Brandon? What would you say your path has been?
I mean, I've kind of always been true to, helping out the cause, whether there's, like someone's original music, or I'm always, trying to write and figure out, like, I love the tradition, and I believe in, like, playing, timeless shows. And I think, what we do, it's, as soon as I met Bruce, I was like, oh, he's so, you wouldn't even know who he is, or like what kind of human he is, or like, how special he is. But, he taught me, to believe in, like, every show and every situation that you're in. And that carries over to, like, it carried right over to the Derek truck, Derek and Susan Tedeschi are, disciples of the same thing. And I think, what we did this weekend, on Friday at Northside, the group of people that were involved, Robert, I think it was 9 people on the stage. Oh, wow. So, I think I try to carry that energy with me, everywhere I go, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Definitely.
You guys also produced and were part of a group that had a lot of steam, and then next thing you know, you guys, it just stopped because everybody had different things going on. But Monkier, you remember that group that you guys both part of, and you guys got to collaborate on that. And I think I always tell my combo students, excuse me, that playing drums and bass is a marriage. You got to be in sync, you know what I'm saying? And to have 2 brothers playing, that's almost like the ultimate in syncness, you know what I'm saying? It's like, unless y'all hate each other, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, can y'all talk about that relationship between bass and drums, and when you guys play together, is there anything instinctual about that, or is it good to play with each other, or what?
Yeah, I think a lot of it, like, because as Brandon was mentioning earlier, a lot of it comes from, like, we listen to a lot of the same music. Right. So musically, there might be things that he can hint to me. He could just look at me and I'll just know, like, all right, we're about to go do this, or we're going to go take it here. And that goes a long way, because it's not really so much about what that specific song does. It's like, we need to pick up the energy, and what that look looks like. He gave me that look on Friday. We were playing something, and it was time to pick it up. He's like,
man, little brother. I wish I had been there to see it.
Brandon, was this your gig, Brandon?
I did. What's the?
Yeah, what?
Yeah.
Why everybody?
What's the look, man?
There we go.
Let me see the look.
Starting it with us.
What's the look though? What's the look? What I want to see the look you get. What's the look you gave him, man?
Rob, do it. How does it look, Rob?
He's like playing, and then he's like, looking at me with the eyes big, and like,
I've seen.
I just know what that means, Yeah.
Brandon is sneaky with it though, because so Brandon recorded on my album FTMO, right? So we were doing Come Together. So there was this one part is like a breakdown. Da, 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 da. So Brandon said, "Hey man, you want to play that the same way both times?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Yeah, so you want to play it the same way both times?" I said, "Well, I guess not. I guess not." Second time, he said, "Yeah, man, why don't you come up with something on the second one where we could do like a hip change with the bass notes changing?" I said, "Yeah, I guess I can change the bass notes." He did a Jedi mind trick on me, bro. I didn't even know that I was changing it up, bro. But then he did. Now that you said that, it made me think about that. He put the Jedi mind trick on me, bro.
He got that. He got that humble ego, man.
Right.
That humble.
Do you remember that, humble? You don't remember that?
Man, y'all got these stories, man. I don't.
Go listen to Come Together. And the first time I played that little break, and then the second time you made me change it.
Ooh.
You don't have to.
You had an idea
right now. You're thinking about it. Look at that. But so the question was, playing with your brother, is that some type of advantage, Brandon? What do you think it is? Like playing bass and drums, is that like an advantage over most people?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just naturally an advantage, you know, and also listening to the same things and you know, individually working hard to where we want to be as musicians, as a bass player or as a drummer, and also like just having fun with each other, just also being able to look at your brother and be like, you know, like it could be anything, you know, because it's, you know, it's just fun. Right. And I've always kind of heard, you know, bass and drums, like somebody's the dance floor and the other person is the, like, you know, the dance shoes. So I mean, I think we do that perfectly, you know, for each other. So
nice.
So go back to Monkey Ear though. You guys, you know, this is one thing that you don't see a lot with, you know, the up and coming is getting a band together anymore. You know, we're going to get a band together. We're going to write. We're going to just, you know, it's not about the money. It's not about anything other than the art. And we're going to try to make this music. We're going to collab. Wasn't that Zach? Who was that Zach?
Zach Evans.
What's that?
Yeah.
Zach Evans. Yes. Zach's player. I'm not sure. Where is he, man?
He's in Austin, Texas, right?
Yeah, he moved to Texas, I think, a year or two ago.
Is he doing music anymore? Didn't he go into a different
I think like as a main thing he's doing something else, but he still plays.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
But when you guys, you know, decided to get that stuff together, and just how long did that last? And did you guys ever put any music out that's available to you know, on streaming and all that?
We've got I think there's 2 records out on Spotify and all the streaming stuff. But that whole idea came from it was actually a school trip to Africa, to Morocco. They took a jazz combo, and it was me, Trey Wright, Andrew Lestraps, and Zach Evans. And so we just went over there, and one night me, Zach, and Andrew were out exploring Morocco one night, and then we ended up in this place, and we just had this idea, like, man, when we get back, let's just really like get a summer where we just really go hard and like write and really try to put this thing together, because we've been talking about putting a group together that doesn't just play, you know, standards, like a group for like original music. And Zach was like, well, I kind of been messing around with this rapping thing and odd meter, and we're like, I mean, we could try it, you know. I'm gonna tell you if it's not great, but we could try it out. And so we tried it, and it was cool. And actually, Brandon wasn't the first bass player in that group. We actually had we went through a few different people, and not that there was anything wrong. It's just, you know, scheduling and all this kind of stuff. But then when Brandon came up to Kennesaw, we kind of started trying to push it a little bit more, and we were playing in Athens, over at Nowhere Bar, and some of those other spots. Maybe, you know, once or twice a month.
I think I was in high school when y'all were, you know, kind of playing out or starting it and sending me stuff. I was like, can't wait. I want to play with. That's what really drove me to go to Canada. You know, I want to play with those guys. I play with Zach and
right,
Monkey Ear, and I was, you know, sitting at jam sessions and all that.
Brandon, what did you learn from the business part of it, you and Robert and Zach? Because obviously now that y'all booking gigs and y'all have a product that's out, you have to start thinking business wise and setting up tours and stuff like that. What did you learn business wise from that?
Oh man, I mean, seeing Zach put together, I mean, multiple projects really inspired me. I mean, kind of going back to Monkey Ear, because, you know, he did the like Rebel Big Band, and, you know, seeing how you put 15 people on the stage, or however many people, you know, that you have involved. It's like, or putting taking people on the road, but I had a band, with group. We took a van out on the road, and
oh yeah,
I bought a 18 passenger van and serviced it every month, and
wait, whoa,
yeah, man.
You did what?
Yes, Group. Now Group is Patrick Arthur, you, Davis Burroughs, and Danny White-Tanis, right?
Yep.
And Morgan.
Somebody?
Morgan Guerin.
Morgan. Yeah, Morgan. I forgot Morgan was in the group
too. So we bought a van, and man, we had it for years, and serviced it beautifully. And we got it from a guy. We met him far up north in Atlanta. It took us all the way to Toronto and back.
What?
Like I'm weeks and weeks.
I remember that, man. You guys were out, dude. Like who? Okay, all right. So this is great. Okay, so talk about booking. Okay, so tell who was in the band again, first of all. So it was you, Patrick, Morgan Guerin, who is gone on. We got to get Morgan on who is doing incredible things in New York City, which we knew he was going to do. But and then who was that?
Danny White-Tanis.
So Morgan was playing drums.
Yeah.
And then Danny was okay. I got it.
And Avis was Avis later on in the group, or Avis?
Yeah. So at first it was 4 of us, and then Avis joined on later, and there was 5 of us. But yeah, all those tours were with Avis as well.
But who was over the group?
It was kind of like a
collaborative,
just everyone kind of all in, and we were so young, man. But Patrick and I were the oldest, so we were the only ones that could drive. But, it worked.
Y'all had a house too, you and Patrick, like y'all rented a house, right?
Yeah. And that van,
I love it, man.
Stayed at the house.
Stayed at the crib.
Man. So
yeah.
So talk a little bit about, just because that's a great, like, you learn, okay, now we're doing it. We're on the road. We're doing blah, 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 blah. Right. But it ain't all cracked up. It's not all it's cracked up to be, right? I mean, what people think that is and what that really is two completely different things. They think we having fun and party, and so any story, anything you can talk about, having to stay in the, not being able to afford hotel rooms, getting in a wrong hotel, getting canceled, not getting any money. I mean, I know there's probably a bunch of stuff. But
we had a few stories, I think. But I think the tour, the furthest point was Toronto. Make it to Toronto, like book in between, whatever, emails, whatever, cool. Got a gig, I think at one gig we showed up in North Carolina, and they were like, "There's music tonight," and I was like, and I booked the gig, so I had to
be on your face. You're like, "Dang,
guess we got a free night." But I think the craziest story was we were in Toronto, and the guy, like, we parked a van, downtown Toronto. We were playing the Rex, and if you know the main street by the Rex, it's you can only park on the main street during certain hours. And we didn't know that, of course. 15 passenger van parked it, thinking we're gonna park it for a few hours and hit the sound check for the day. You can't park from 12 to 5 or something like that. I think we parked at like 12 or so, 1 or something. And we're walking down the city, walking through the city, and I see our van, getting pulled away by a tow truck. And I'm like, that's our van. And then Patrick's calling me, and like we, I got the number off the truck or whatever, so we go get this van. We go and get this van, and it ends up being fine. But we get the van and have it, before sound check. But these things you cannot really, like prepare for.
That could have gone as bad. So, I mean, like if y'all didn't see it, the panic when y'all would have gotten back would have been like,
oh, that's funny, man. That's funny.
Yeah.
So yeah, but the experience of Monkier, Groot, and then just, those are the things that it gives you so much, just little experiences to really kind of, so once you get late, you really start to kind of appreciate some more things. And but one thing leads to another. Very, very few people go from high school to the pros, or leave college. Those are the few, and everybody else, you have to work your way up. You have to pay your dues. Right. We talk a lot about that, and we talk a lot about, now you see a lot of people that don't want to pay any due, and they want automatic praise. They want automatic, acknowledgement. They all of a sudden, it's like they just feel like they deserve to kind of be there. And you guys have gone through the proper channels, man, to be where you are.
Yeah, I remember. Not to cut you off, Chris, but I remember when you said the paying dues part, it made me think about the Sam Ash jam session that Robert talked about. Mm-hmm. Although Robert would be there, checking it out.
I don't remember Robert being there though, man. I remember Robert Brandon in the trenches.
Henry Conway used to do the gig. Robert would come out, and then he came out when you were
okay.
A couple times.
I don't remember, man.
Henry was on the gig first, and then I remember.
Then I did it. Okay.
Yeah. So when Henry left, and then Robert was gone, Patrick and Brandon was together. I think I just told them, y'all doing this. I don't know if I gave y'all the choice. You remember if I gave y'all the choice or not?
Yeah, we showed up. But no, it was all good. Y'all, you put us through though.
Right.
We are gonna get to that.
Yeah. And I called Chris up. I remember y'all two specifically. I called Chris up and say, hey, bro, I got these two cats, they're good, but see, they at the Apex at Kennesaw. I said, we need to break them down, bro. I was like, I need you to come in. We need to show them how to play this music without these charts, get them to be intuitive and stuff like that. And Chris is like, yeah, bro, let's do it. Let's do it like that. Right? He's ready to teach. And people think that Chris has this hard exterior, but he's all about passing on the information, right? But credit to you and Patrick, because y'all came out every Sunday. There was no money involved except for the little gift certificates, whatever. And, we tried our best to put you guys through real life experiences and paces. And y'all, man, came out like new quarters, bro, shiny, bro,
Do you remember that arrangement of, I think it was I Can't Help It that you were playing in 7?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because I actually wasn't there, and I saw a video of you, Brandon, and Patrick, and maybe Chris, or I don't remember who's playing drums. Yeah. But I saw a video, and I was like, oh, okay. That was when I knew, like, okay, this is paying off, them being with y'all every single week like that.
Right.
Yeah.
So that was really cool to see.
And it definitely paid off, and I appreciate both of you, Chris and Tyrone, for those weeks, because it really helped me to like appreciate that everyone every night, or even on the bandstand, will reveal things that they can and can't do regardless. Y'all are gonna reach regardless,
right?
And there are gonna be moments where y'all are uncomfortable, and y'all are gonna make other people reach. And I learned a lot from that, just seeing that every week. So nice. I appreciate you guys.
Yeah, I think those kinds of things, it's just, you learn that, you might get told a thing or two when you don't do something correctly or you make a mistake or whatever, but it's really about just building a little bit of that tough skin that you're going to need for when you get out there with Derek and Susan, or you get out there with, you know, with the Basie band and you know, Mrs. Bradford and Mr. Barnhart there. Well, we could go, yeah, we got to touch a little bit on that. We've been giving Brandon all the, but we're gonna get to you, sir.
Hello.
So, but building a little bit of that tough skin, man, because it's not going to be, everybody's not going to be cordial when they tell you how to do something. If you're playing for them and they are paying you to play, they expect a certain standard that has to be there, and it can't be all, you know, it can't be all lovey-dovey all the time. I think that's
they're
what
not gonna tell you to do your homework. You just got to be knowing how to do your homework. You know,
there's certain things that you have to know how to do already on your own. They're not gonna babysit you when you get these gigs, you know. And so let's switch to let's go back to Robert, because I know that the bass, that is a hot seat, and your responsibilities, just being a big band drummer in the first place, everything is on you, man. I mean, the drums anyway, in no matter what real situation, but in a big band, you are in the hot seat. You've got to keep the energy going. You cannot slow down. You cannot play behind. You have got to be on it. You have got to set up all of those figures.
And
you are in charge.
The youngest cat in the band too,
right? And you're playing with a lot of guys that they're gonna let you know they know a whole lot more than you do, but you still got to keep them in line. So, what was your introduction, your audition like? And did you audition more than once, or was it a one audition and then you kind of got the gig? Talk about how you got that.
Yeah, my audition was basically 1 week in New York with the band, and then but also Dee Bridgewater was there. So on this side, I'm trying to wrap my head around the actual Basie book charts, which that book is like this thick, so many charts. And then the second set or the second half would always be Dee Bridgewater's music, which the whole band was sight reading. So I actually felt more comfortable on her stuff because, you know, I practiced reading a lot, and it was written kind of more in a modern style where you can just read exactly what's there, and it'll be cool.
Right.
But with the Basie stuff, it's gonna look this way and it's gonna sound this other way, and until you play it and mess it up, you don't really know that. So and I'm speaking exactly from experience on this, because the very first song I ever played with them was April in Paris, which is, I mean, that's why they did it first, because it's something that I have already done in high school, and I think we played it in middle school too. But so I knew the tune, and when we played it, I'll never forget it. As soon as we stopped, the lead saxophone player turned around. He said, "You need to do this and do this and this and this." Then the lead trombone player turned around. Yeah, and when you get to this part, stop doing that. And then the lead trumpet player came back. He was. Me and him had a interesting start to our relationship way back when, because he was not digging it at all the first sound check. So I'm like, after the break, I had to like go for a walk. I'm just like outside, and this was at the Blue Note too. So it's my first time playing in New York, first time playing with the band, first time meeting Dee Bridgewater and playing with her. Which I don't know if y'all have met her, but that's a really
I have met. I played with her one time.
Yeah, that's a fun event in itself. So I just had to go for a walk, and I think I called my dad. I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna be here for longer than this audition. But anyways, the audition was the first week, and then it was 2.5 weeks in Japan after that. So they had already booked the plane ticket. So I'm like, I'm going either way. Whether I stay on the band after that is up to them. But that was my whole audition. And, you know, over time, over the first month, it was like, now I'm at a point where the gig is actually fun because I know the charts. There's not really many surprises in the book now. I kind of know what's happening. But then it was every time I was just really just staring at the chart, trying to read. And you know, when you play in a big band, especially drum wise or any chair, you can't be so buried in the chart because your part meshes with everybody else. So you got to be listening to really make sure that you're, you know, setting up the correct phrases or leaning back when the band is leaning back or pushing here or there, leading them dynamically. But you really can't lead them if you don't know the tunes. So so that's when I knew, like, because there was actually a week in between that New York and the Japan trip, and I'm like, I spent that whole week. I don't think I did anything else that week. I just checked out all the music because I knew I kind of saw where the level was and where they expected me to be at. So I'm like, now I gotta, you know, this would have been cool for a collegiate band, what I'm doing right now, but this is not college. And these guys are pros. They've been out here forever. They, you know, they got kids and they full-time, you know, professors at all these schools and this kind of thing. So when you look at it like from their perspective, they're not out here just to say like, oh, I'm in New York and I'm playing. Like, you know, they're out here like really trying to reach for something and really trying to go for it. And if you're not doing that with them, then they're going to try and find somebody else, especially.
And they're trying to put food on the table for their families.
Right.
And you know, it's like going from college to the NFL. It's like guys will tell you it's
a business. It's straight up business.
You got and you got people coming for you. You know, it's the competition is hardcore, and it's the same thing in what we do, you know, and you got a little taste of that. Like, you could probably feel like, man, I'm not gonna be here long if I don't get X, Y, and Z together, you know.
And you know, the lead trumpet part was what they used to give drummers. Like, most people don't know, in big band there really wasn't a drum part. They would give them the lead trumpet part. So your most contentious relationship is going to be with the first trumpet part, because that's where all the hits that you have to set up for is in that. That's what they gave y'all, you know?
Right. And so that was my first time with that.
Huh?
I said that was my first time being given a lead trumpet part for a big band. Because in college, everybody's got a part. It's
exactly.
If you can read like standard drum notation, you'll probably be okay. But when you get a lead trumpet part, you can't follow the rest on there because you know, obviously the rhythm section is still playing during this part, or you don't want to set up every single thing they have either, because some of it is just harmony. But the really, you have to know how to look at a chart and see, okay, that's a big section. I know I got to set all that up. I can probably let this go by. This is a soft section. This is whatever, you know, and all the stuff is not written. And for a long time when I first joined the band, I would say that. I'm like, oh, that's not in the part. And they're looking at me like, of course it's not in the part. Like, of course, like, why would you even say that? And then I understood. I'm like, okay, it's not all about the chart. Because so much of school is like, look at this piece of music, especially coming from a classical sort of background. It's like, look at the music, play exactly what's there. And if you do that, like, that's probably 90% of your job, like just taking care of exactly what's there. But when it comes to interpreting charts, that's a whole nother skill that people don't really address or talk about that much. And I learned pretty quick that you can't just look at the chart and just play it exactly the way it's written.
Right.
Incredible, man. So Brandon, on the flip side of that, there's no charts with Susan and Derek. I don't think, are there? I mean, unless you make your own, right? But there's no music stands on that gig, brother.
Ain't no music stands on that.
Ain't music stands on that gig. So, and you're talking about a vast catalog of their music, plus probably, I would assume, their individual music as well, probably kind of thrown in there too. So what was your audition like, and preparation, and then the first few gigs? How was that situation for you?
Excuse me. I think I you know, the season was starting in January, and I think I did my audition prior to the season starting, and I may have gotten a list of about 50 tunes, 40, maybe 6, you know, something. But my audition, you know, it was covers and it was tunes that they do, but I think I spent, you know, my mom would always tell me to, like, don't procrastinate. So I did like 10 tunes for like 5 days straight. So I learned them all and did the audition, and, you know, we keep adding songs as we tour and as we rehearse, and I love the pace that we go at. it's, it's not like we have a master set list of about 300 songs or something that can be pulled. And I've just kind of learned to like trust my ear, what I've played before. Not necessarily, you'll never play what you played before, but just kind of it's a lot of trusting your ear and trusting yourself and knowing the songs, knowing lyrics. Like if you can just sing lyrics in your head, you can't really miss.
You get that look from Derek. It's not like he's gonna tell you something, but he will look like that's your time, or he got that look absolutely. Like right,
Yeah, and with with somebody like Derek, I use this all the time because I feel like it just happens. Like how does he play these long sets? And I'd be like, we walk on the stage and he puts his head down, just starts playing, and next thing you know, it's the end of the night.
Right.
Because he plays with so much, intent.
Right.
There's a lot to learn from that.
He's truly amazing. Just listen to how he crafts his solos. It's just remarkable. It's just amazing.
Well, he's a big train guy. He studied a lot of train. He studied a lot of Middle East, the Indian, the Indian stuff, but train and transcribe. I think he used to transcribe a lot of those solos, man.
Right.
And learn those solos,
Brandon, did you have to learn about like stage presence and that form of the entertainment side of it? Like dressing a certain way, whatever, like having your own style. What did you learn from that aspect?
No, it's not as controlling in that aspect. I still get to go out there and just, no one's told me, anything, but, I have, a lot of course, self-respect to show up properly and, or whatever that looks like, but that's for me. But, and to have a gig that allows you to do that is a blessing. But yeah, I think the stage plot when I first got in the band was I was kind of next to the drummers and in the back, and then I played that way for a year, and next thing I know, they're saying we want to put you in the front next to Sue, and I mean, and it wasn't like a thing that you need to be in front of, like you need a stage, a certain stage presence. It just kind of happened for the sound, and I think I might have moved 3 times at this point, but a lot of that is just like listening, and I'm there's no like stage presence, secret or thing that's going on here. That's all I'm saying. But I have moved and shifted on that stage a few times, and I've been like, oh, I hear things a lot differently, and I hear the band do things differently because of a shift, which is, kind of a cool thing as well.
Well, what's it like playing with 2 drummers? Because you're playing with Tyler and JJ. Is JJ still in the band? How's he doing, man? Because I know he had some health issues.
Okay. Yeah, last time I checked, he was playing with Gary Clark Jr.
Okay.
And we got Isaac Eady playing drums now with us. From Tennessee, but I think he's living in New Orleans right now.
Okay, cool. So what's it like playing with 2 drummers?
Oh man, I love it. I think it's kind of perfect for me, as I can sit there the whole night and watch the drums, like just how I would do it, like Rob, and I just have a fascination with drums. So, hearing those two, even hearing the 2 drum dynamic, you can play simply, you can dive in, and it's a lot of you have a lot of options, and no one's really everyone's always like, are you trying to control what they're doing, like control what's going on, like how do you control 2 drummers? And, it's really nothing like that. It's kind of like a big like wall of sound, or like I think of it as like a train, like everyone's like contributing to this thing that's like moving at a force, and as long as we're all like trucking and charging together, then, you know, the sky's the limit.
Were you hip to the two? One more question. Were you hip to the two drummers? Did you listen to any Allman Brothers or anything with two drummers before you joined the band?
Yeah, I did a good bit, you know, with Bruce, you know, being in the Bruce circle. But actually, you know, before that, in Tyrone's class, in our improv class, I met Tyler Neal, who kind of hit me to a lot of just blues music or that world, you know. He was really close with young Rico Scott, great drummer for, you know, Derek Trucks Band at the time. And, you know, so Tyler was very involved with that world and just, you know, hipping me to that music. So I guess at the time I was listening, you know, discovering that sound, but I never thought I would, you know, be playing something, you know, something like that. But I love the sound.
You obviously, were you there when Kofi was in the band?
No, I wasn't.
Okay.
I was
so there were two brothers in the band at the same time, O'Teal and Kofi. And did you ever think about, obviously listen to some of the music you would hear O'Teal, did you have to think about the way he played, or you just played your way, or what because O'Teal could very much play groove and pocket too, but he's known for a lot of different things in the bass world. So did you think about O'Teal the way he played, or what?
Yeah, absolutely. I love his playing, and of course going into it, you got to stay true, you know, to the things that I think are, you know, are ingrained to the sound of the band. And I think, you know, all the people who come through the band have a, you know, and a very important, or, you know, they're very important to the sound of the band. And that's what makes the band cool, because, you know, it's a lot of different people and a lot of different sounds, and everyone comes from different places.
Right. Man, you guys are wise beyond your years, man. This is just incredible. You know, I don't know where y'all got that from, but I'm glad y'all did. Most young people need to listen to this and see that this is what it takes to make it in this business. It's not, you know, a lot of people, young people that I teach now, they have ultimate confidence. They don't have the skills to back it up, but they're confident they can do it. Everything's like, yo, put me on. I'm like, put you on what? I'm calling your teacher. Like this one drum student said, yo, put me on.
Don't go there. Don't go there.
I'm not going to mention their name. And I'm like, I looked at him, I said, your teacher, well, I'm not going to say what, yeah. I said, don't you think I would call your teacher first before I call you? It's like, why would I put you on? You know, but they think that they are ready for that. And you guys never had that. You guys came into it with respect and humility, you know.
Head down, man. I mean, I can't think of a moment of, you know, what Tyrone was talking about, what we get a lot of, you know, thinking that they're way beyond where they really are. And you guys were always like, head down, work, build relationships, take every gig.
Right. And when it's time for the call, we will call you. You won't call us, you know.
I mean, but no, like, you know, there was no like check me out, man. Kind of check me out, man. Come, man, check me out, man. You know, it was no, I mean, and I say that just because it's a, you know, it sort of proves the point of even kind of some of the things that we try to bring across in this show, which is, man, if you do the work, things are going to happen for you eventually. You don't know how that's going to happen. You don't know how it's going to happen. So you have to really enjoy the journey more than you do the goal. You know,
right?
If you don't enjoy the journey, you know, if you're always just think it's if it's the goal that you're really after, I think that's, I don't know. For me personally, you know, Tyrone, he sort of broke this down in a way that I never really looked at it for myself, but he made a comment. He's like, man, you're more about the journey than you are the goal. And I was like, man, that is so true, you know, because to me, it's about, you know, I enjoy the work, I guess, that once I get there, I'm like, man, what's next? You know, that's kind of like, so do you guys feel like you're thinking that same way, or is that?
I definitely do. I definitely do. Like even as an example, like today, I was talking to my mom earlier, and she, you know, this is the first time I talked to her since the award show the other night. And she, you know, after we got finished with the congratulations and all that, she's like, all right, so what's next? And I'm like, I think that's like, it comes from, I mean, a lot of this stuff comes from my parents, but it's just like, okay, like you told me years ago, this is what you want to do. You did it. So, all right, what's next? You can't just sit on this for a long time.
Right.
It's got to always be like, you got to view this as like a stepping stone. Now this gives you another level of, I mean, you've taken it up another notch. So what's the next thing now? And then, you know, how can you just keep trying to elevate? Like, you know, you're always trying to get better playing wise, but you know, how can you elevate everything? You know, just your whole situation. Like, are you, what original stuff are you trying to do? What I don't know, everything about it, like playing wise and just building more relationships, branching out, networking in more places than just Atlanta. Like every time we go out on the road, I try to hit a session or something, go meet some other people in another city. Even in places like Japan where I can't necessarily talk to them, but we can still play. And you know, because you know, everyone says music is a language, but until you go to another country where you literally cannot even hear what tune is being called because you don't know the language, then they start playing it. You're like, okay, I do know that tune. Let me play it with y'all. You know, I went to a session once in Japan. It was it's like the basement of this place. It was really cool, but it was actually a funk jam, and we were playing. I mean, they were in there. I walked in. I was like, who is that playing all this like Michael Jackson and like, you know, all this like old stuff from like 80s and 70s like repertoire. I'm like, this like some Americans in here. Like, what's going on? I walked in, it was all Japanese folks, right? And they were really nice, but I asked, even me asking to sit in was a trip because I don't know how to ask like in Japanese. So I'm like, you know, I'm like doing all this kind of trying to just motion like, no, I like, and then you there's no way I can tell them like, I'm not just somebody just off the street. Like I can actually play a little bit. So, you know, but once you get up there, it's like it's a lot of fun, and you use that to kind of network and meet people all around the world because you just never know what opportunities might come from that kind of thing.
Dude, the same thing happened to me in Cuba. We went to this little spot, man. I saw a keyboard set up, right? So I'm like, went up to lady, was like, she's like, you play piano? I said, yeah. So I get up there. They call the first tune. I don't know what the heck they said, bro. So I was like, it was Autumn Leaves. I said, oh, okay, I know that. So I was doing good. The singer comes up there and she's like, in a broken English, keep playing. I said, okay, yeah, okay. So they say blah, 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 blah. I think it was all the things you are, not all the things you are, all of me, right? I was like, man, I know all of me. So they said the key of B. I was like, okay, that's kind of aggressive for that. Man, I played the first chord, a nice fat B major chord. They played, a whole band played something else. I was like, what the heck? But I used my ears, adjusted. My brother's filming it, bro. And so they were in B flat, right? Well, language is a problem because the key of B, which I found out later on, is actually B flat, and the key of H, which we don't have a key of H, is B. I was like, damn, my brother Dave is always positive. He's like, hey, bro, you need to show this to your students, bro. I said, why should I do this? He said, you were able to make the adjustment with your ears, bro, and not with your eyes. I was like, okay.
Yeah. Right.
But it was true. Like you said, you may not know the language, but this music is a language, you know? And so we need to know that. So yeah. And that was a nice gesture you did with the drumsticks, man. It shows how appreciative other cultures are of this music. And our culture here in America is not as appreciative. I mean, that chick broke down, was crying. She was bowing to you. She was like so excited. And me and and meanwhile, on our church service on Sunday, this kid just comes, grabs Chris's drumsticks. That was like, hey, bro, you can't just play another cassette. And with that, he looked at Chris and took off running, bro.
Wow.
Parents didn't say anything, nothing, bro.
Yeah, it's another world over there, man. As far as just the respect and like, they're really hesitant to even clap after solos in the middle of a song because they think they're like disrupting the music. You know, it's almost like how people go to classical concerts here when they tell you don't make sure you don't clap between movements and things like that. But you know, in the jazz context, after you play a solo and nobody claps, so you looking around like, was it that bad? You know,
And then they all clap together after.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
They clap until they clap together.
Yep.
They, you know, it's
a trip.
It's beautiful. Man. That's great, man.
Yeah.
So you guys, how many countries have you been to, Robert, and how many countries have you been to, Brandon, playing wise?
I'll let you go first, Brandon.
Wow, I don't know the exact number. That's a good question.
Off the top of your head, which ones have you gone to? I'm
sorry.
Off the top of your head, which countries have you gone to, if you can think of some of them right now?
Well, I guess we can go most recent. The furthest point, I think we just went to Japan. No, I've been twice now. You know, we've been to Europe, and obviously, like, you know, you can drive 3, 5, 8 hours and get to a new, you know, country in Europe. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I think we did, I want to say, like, I don't want to be wrong, but like 15 countries or something in one tour, maybe, you know.
Crazy.
Wow.
But that, you know, that's driving. And God, I mean, I would say I've done, say, 20, 25 countries, somewhere in between.
Wow.
Amazing, man.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And I just remember who Corinne said you look like. Blair Underwood.
Oh.
Come on. Wow.
He was getting a lot of love too, bro. I don't want to tell his business, bro. They didn't even look at me after that was all done. All right, Robert. How many, countries have you been
to, probably around 20 or so, I think. You know, some of the most interesting being like when we went to Russia, I was just not this was 2017 or something, I don't know. But that trip was very strange. I mean, musically it was fine, but like just the culture and kind of being out. Our hotel was right next to the police station. So, and we had to cross it to get to the strip of like bars and stuff. We were going out after the show just to, grab a bite and whatnot. And on the way out, the tour managers and the European tour manager is in the lobby, and she's like, "Where y'all going? Like, or, just up the street to get a burger or whatever." And she's like, "Well, make sure you take some cash to bribe your way back to the hotel afterwards." And we all started laughing because I thought it was a joke. And she's like, "No, everybody go get $100 out of the ATM just in case, because that's just how they roll over there. If you get harassed by police, they want you to just pay them off, and then they'll let you go on about your business." But when you it's really different, and it's hard to kind of have like a closed mindset on world or just like other people because when you go to another country and you don't know your way around or anything, you have to kind of depend on those people just being nice. Just like, I'm trying to get back to the hotel, can you help me out? And it's just someone just being nice, and they will point you in the right direction instead of trying to take advantage of you or rob you or anything like that. So it's really hard to it opens your mind up a lot to be able to be more accepting of other cultures when you go somewhere else, because you have to depend on those people sometimes to kind of help you out. But you know, Russia and Australia was really fun. Just a bunch of. We've both been really fortunate to have gone all over the world, and
absolutely,
and especially while playing music, because you know that's a lot of fun doing that as well. It's not all fun because the travel can be crazy, of course, as y'all know. But when you're flying these long flights, and then you know you get off and go straight to sound check, and you haven't slept in a few days, but you know those people that paid for that concert that night, they don't care. They paid to come. They paid to come see the band. So you got to show out. Just like if you were going to a concert, you don't really care about the travel schedule either. You just came to see the show,
right?
You know. Oh, come on, man.
There it is. I see a little bit of resemblance there, bro.
Oh man,
ain't no Underwood played bass,
really?
Man. Yeah.
Got a new roasting segment on Local Musicians XP.
Oh man.
Hey,
so can we tell us about your movie career, sir? Back in the days of LA Law, when you first broke in.
What was it like working with Tyler Perry movies? You know what I'm saying? Being the bad guy, cast as a bad guy. Corinne really said that, man.
Smile.
You're right.
Wow, man.
Hey, man, that bribing thing is real, and dealing with other countries, man, it's like that sometimes, bro. I remember we in Brazil, Sao Paulo, Brazil. I was working with this jazz violinist named Michael Ward. Shout out to Michael Ward, man. We out there, bro, and man, he was drinking, and we were out there for 2 weeks. So he just got the money from 1 week. And man, we at this club, man, a whole bunch of Brazilians. They danced the hip hop, they know all the words and everything, right? You would swear you were right in New York, the way they would dress, everything. Look, you know. And Michael Ward, bro, he was a little toasty, bro. He said, "Hey fellas, I got y'all money." He grabbed the money, held it up like this, and instantly everybody in the club stopped and turned and looked at us like that. And Mike, so I have never seen anybody sober up so quick. So our guide told us, he's like, "Dang, man, we gotta go." We were only at 5 minutes when he did that. He said, "We gotta go, man. We ain't gonna get out of here alive. We got to go right now." And we got into that taxi cab, man. They even told us we couldn't bring our passports because with us, we had to have it locked up in the hotel, bruh. But we all on that taxi cab ride back, we're like, man, we could have got killed because when he grabbed the money out like that, everybody just turned and looked at us, bruh. And when that guy said, "We got to leave now," that meant don't pay for your drinks, don't do whatever, don't holler at a shorty. It's time to go, bruh. And Michael Ward sobered up that fast. I ain't never seen that before in my life. So you gotta respect the cultures that you go to, man, for sure.
You really do.
Yeah, man.
You really do.
Yeah.
So, well, what would you guys? We'll sort of wrap it up here, and you know, we'd love to bring you guys back on periodically just to see what y'all are doing and talk a little bit more music. But what do you guys say to the cats that are coming up under you now? What's your words of encouragement? What do you talk about in terms of, when they ask for advice, or if they do ask for advice? I don't even know if they do ask for advice, but
and that's important too, because Robert is a professor at Georgia State. So he's in same shoes I'm in.
Yeah, he's right in he's right in the fire.
Right. So you want to start with Brandon first and see what
either just both of them. Yeah, just start with.
Yeah. I mean, I would just say,
yeah, I could start.
Just be a sponge and stay like always soak things up. No matter what genre of music, don't just limit yourself. Don't just be a blah 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 musician, or label yourself. Because one thing I learned from Tyrone that's universal with all of these things is, it's all problem solving. So if you checking out and you soaking up a bunch of music, you always going out, always checking, listening, learning, and doing what you can. I don't think you can lose. And I mean, now if that makes any sense, and that's kind of my takeaway from my learnings from you, Tyrone.
Oh, thank you, man. Man, very wise words, man. I'm gonna see why you went first, bro.
Yeah.
All right. What about you, Robert?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is I always like to teach from a perspective of like the stuff that I struggled with, or I can really give advice on the stuff that I struggle with the most. So one thing was don't take stuff so personal, because like you were saying, Chris, like when somebody's correcting you musically, it's not really like you're dragging. That doesn't, in my brain at the time, I was like, oh, this person hates me. It's like that's not really the vibe. It's just you were just playing too slow, or you were slowing down. So stop doing that. And you just have to take the criticism like at the face value of what, just weed through all the other stuff to it. Because if some people say it in other less I don't know, less nice ways. Because being told you're dragging is pretty chill, but there are other ways to say it and other ways to do it on stage. But once you get a filter and kind of filter through that and get to the meat of what they're trying to get you to do, you can go a lot further. Also, just kind of staying like, I'm a big Kobe fan. So like he always talked about just being like in the middle, right? Don't get too high, don't get too low. So when things are great, you still gotta work. When things are not great, you still gotta keep working. You still gotta just maintain this level, and you can celebrate when it's necessary, and kind of be down for a second if you need to, but that next day it's time to get back to work. So don't sulk, or don't live too much for the praise either, but just know like it's all about, it's a personal thing. You should want to just get better for your own sake. And then the third thing, just stop showing up to stuff unprepared. Like there's just no reason to do that. Especially now, if you're on the way to the gig, it's 7:30 and the gig's at 8 and they sending you music to check out. I mean, that's on them. They waited too late.
That's on them, right.
But if they sent it to you 2 weeks ago and you haven't had time in 2 weeks, you probably shouldn't have taken the gig, because now everybody else has got to sit there and wait on you to learn the stuff in what's supposed to be a sound check, or most times, I mean, y'all know we don't even have a lot of rehearsals anymore. Rehearsal is not a thing. Most times you just get there for the sound check, you run through everything, but if there's one person there that's not looked at the music, then it turns into a super long ordeal, and we all got to wait on this person to oh, can you pull it up real quick? Let me hear it. Like the rest of us already checked it out. So you never want to be that person, because you won't get a chance to be that person again. They'll be calling somebody else.
Beautiful. It's great, man. Great advice, man.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know, man. I was thinking about.
Come on.
I got two questions. Quick.
I was thinking about. I was thinking about this, and I guess I can kind of agree with the Blair Underwood, but I gotta go with Billy D, bro.
You gotta go with Billy.
Oh man,
the girl. You think Billy D is closer to it?
I mean, he not light. He doesn't have the light. He doesn't have the light thing like Billy, but that's a black and white. Billy, I don't think was that light. Was he? He was a little darker.
He's got some color to him, man.
I think it's a stash, man. That's what it is.
Oh yeah.
That stash, can mesmerize the ladies, man. I can never get a good stash, man.
Hey, bro, it's also the voice too, bro. Listen to that voice.
He got the golden voice now. Yeah. He got the voice, no question.
Oh yeah.
So,
there you go. You're in it. Oh yeah.
I see it. We're gonna stop messing with you guys. But listen, man.
Wait. I got.
Okay. You got two things.
Two quick questions.
Okay. All
right. Who's the better basketball player, both of y'all? You agree, Brandon?
I already know who's gonna say
Brandon. What? Come on, bro.
What's up?
I played basketball with both of y'all. You just gonna let Big Brother say that he's better than you, bro? You got the height and stuff like that?
Yeah, he's a better shooter.
Okay.
What
happened on that court that we almost risk our life with injury?
Oh man. Ooh, the one outside?
One outside.
Yeah, back in the back of the dorms, I think. Oh my goodness.
See, you starting stuff.
Okay, second question. So Robert says he's got that. Okay. who's a better pool player?
Ooh.
Oh, okay, Brandon. All right.
Probably, but my dad is the one though. That we're always trying to beat him.
Really?
He's the one that used to hustle folks in pool. So
I gotta play props.
Oh, but
yeah,
what about
man.
Who's a better Madden player? Because
Oh,
I couldn't get a game.
That's me all day.
Oh,
really?
We could play. Hey, we could play tonight.
We can play.
That's
Chris.
brotherly. That's the
Hey,
brother's
Chris.
right there.
I heard you on the, before we came on, you're asking where I've been at. I've been practicing Madden, man.
Oh, now you're practicing Madden.
Who's your team? Who y'all play with Madden?
Ooh.
It depends. I pick based on who the opponent picks, man.
Oh,
matchups.
You want
It's all about matchups.
Well, I'll get the Ravens while you figure that out.
Why am I not surprised by that answer?
Wow.
So we can run around a little bit with Lamar, huh?
Hey, we grew up in the Vic. We grew up in the Vic era.
That's what I'm about to say. Yeah.
Madden 04 and stuff, man.
Well, I went to rehab for Madden, so I'm no longer a junkie. So
I don't blame you.
I had my fill, man. I had to. That was taking over too many things.
What about soccer, football, FIFA? What y'all doing?
That Mancini coming with FIFA. Mancini.
Hey, bro, that soccer stuff is real, bro. The soccer video.
Yeah, but you got 4 brothers on a podcast. You gonna bring up a soccer game, man?
No, bro. Soccer is real with brothers, man.
On
PlayStation, bro. It is real.
I play
God
a little bit.
Dave go at it, bro. My
Cats playing
FIFA
at it. Really?
I would never talk trash in FIFA though. Never talk trash in that. No, I'm not good enough.
No, me neither.
At FSU, that was like a big thing. All the cats would get together and play FIFA for hours, and I would always be the first one out. But I knew it. I was just going for the hang because I didn't grow up playing it. But when we put on 2K, they knew what time it was.
Man.
Yeah.
Hey,
well,
man.
brothers, it was so good talking with y'all.
Yeah, man.
Congratulations. They always say that a teacher is a reflection of their students, man, and vice versa. So, when I see you guys doing great things, that I remember y'all coming through whatever classes that I had, and just seeing y'all in the practice room. I remember one time Brandon was in the practice room shedding, man, and then one day, I don't know if you remember this, Brandon, but you said, "Hey, man, why do I need to transcribe?" Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, why do I need to transcribe? Because in the academic world, they just like give you just stuff to do, right? And you sometimes don't know how it fits in the real world. And so just to have that conversation, man. So when I see you guys doing great things, even Brandon, you were in a movie, you were in Basie's Blues, right? That's HBO, whatever. Yeah, Basie Smith's Blues.
Yeah, both of us.
Wes played clarinet in that, right? He didn't play trombone. So anyway, so just to see those kind of things, and when you got the Grammy last night, Robert, it's like I instantly was telling people, it's like, did you see this? And 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 there was one time, Chris, that both of them were touring in the same city at the same time. Wasn't it New York or something like that? Do y'all remember?
Oh yeah,
it was in New York.
And did your dad and mom came to both of those shows? Did that happen? Or y'all checked out each other's show?
Yeah, Brandon came to he came to Birdland actually with some of the members of Tedeschi Trucks Band too.
Oh wow!
And they came to check out the second set, so that was like really cool. And then we took a nice picture together over by by the stage and whatnot. And it was just because we used to always talk about that growing up. Like once we're both out touring, we're gonna cross paths in this city and hang out and do this. And,
right?
Yeah, I mean that's really the only time it's ever happened for us.
Right.
But I'm sure it won't be the last.
Right. So I said all that to say, I'm immensely proud of you guys and shout you guys out all the time. Just like Xavier Gordon, another one of my former students who's doing great things in LA, man. And so the shine that y'all have is shine for me too. I will never get jealous of y'all accomplishment because I feel that piece of my DNA is there. You know what I'm saying? That somewhere along the way, I had some type of influence, and just knowing how great of students you guys were, it reflects on me. Because we do get those other students where you have to make excuses for. It's like, is this person your student? You're like, yeah, but they didn't really, whatever,
True.
So I just appreciate that, man. Much success. So many people are proud of you guys and the way you handle yourselves and stuff too.
Yeah, thank you all. We appreciate it. Man.
Yeah,
for sure.
And
thanks for having us too.
Yeah, thanks for having us, guys.
We'll bring you guys back on. Like I said, just keep. It's hard to get two superstars together, but we call who's your manager though? Is your mom your manager or your dad? So we know who to go through.
Sure.
So we know we know who to go through.
Mom is serious. I'd be seeing mom on the gigs. Mom don't even smile. Mom's like, Dad is the one that's excited. Mom be like,
oh. Don't disappoint me.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, listen, man. We see, like I said, we see Robert all the time. We don't see Brandon. So I guess I just have to say, Brandon, be nice to see you sometime there, buddy.
All right, brother.
Bring yourself down to the mortals, to the mere mortals. That
hey, what you do Monday? Me and Chris is on the jam session at Napoleon's, bro.
He ain't coming.
Right.
He gonna come out, bro.
He ain't coming, man. When last time he played upright? He played upright
at Red Light when I saw him. He was killing it. He played Red Light on Corinne's gig December.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll play with you.
I got to keep you real, man. I got to keep it real with you, man.
Chris, did you hear that?
What'd he say?
He had bass on his voice. I'll play with you.
Oh.
He's scared. I'm scared.
I like it, man.
Where's White Tannis at too? You get a little taste too.
White Tannis is always gone.
I'm on a gig with White Tannis
always gone, bro.
Or should I say White Tannis is on a gig with me?
I see White Tannis in the weirdest places and be like, man, what are you doing here?
Every time you see White Tannis, he got a different hairstyle, bro. You don't even know it's
He's killing it though, man.
That boy can play some trombone.
Yeah, man.
He played some Rhodes too. He played the Rhodes at my house. It's like, get off my Rhodes, bro.
I know, right?
Good on that.
Yeah. Well, it's really great, man, to see the guys, the younger guys having the passion and the success, man. Yeah. And there's a lot more coming for all you guys, because you guys were serious then. And you're serious now,
right.
And you took your lumps, you took all of the, somebody could say something to, and you took it, man. You absolutely took it. And, so much more success to you guys. Keep in touch.
And Robert, if Chris has to miss, you got to be my co-host, bro, because we got to.
Absolutely.
We got some more stuff to get into for sure.
Absolutely. Bring y'all into the mix. We might even do it. Hey, what about a Boone Brothers show? What about a Boone Brothers show? We can talk about that.
That'd be cool too.
We can talk about that.
Let's get it.
Do something. So we'll talk about it, man. We'll get it.
I work on my life.
Sounds good.
As soon as I get my snare drum,
Oh yeah, we'll
work on that. Yeah. We're gonna talk about that. All right.
Yeah,
all right.
Who'd be the first one to pull up the graphics if y'all had that show? Who'd be Chris Burroughs? Who'd pick up the graphics first? Would it be Brandon or Rob?
You know how to pull up graphics now. You pull some up the other week.
I just want to see what they're gonna do. That's what I want to see.
It'll probably be Brandon.
Right.
Chris, that's gonna be another little lesson for you. That's gonna be another little lesson for you,
bro. Between Brandon and Patrick, bro, they would get me all the time, bro. If I was playing on another instrument or doing something, man, they would pop out their phone so fast. These are the most blackmailing cats in the world, bro. Just like you, Chris. Chris be blackmailing too, bro.
I don't blackmail. Bro.
Really? You don't?
I don't.
You don't? You don't remember at Napoleon's? You sent me a pic. Wow.
I plead the fifth.
Hey, we're going to be at Napoleon's this upcoming Monday. So
Monday, yes.
Brandon, we hope to see you there. Robert always comes through, so we'd love to see Robert come through.
Red Light on Wednesday, though.
Red Light this Wednesday. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Yes. So I'm going to leave you guys with an old samurai saying, cry in the dojo, laugh on the battlefield. You'll figure it out. All right. We'll see y'all later. Peace.
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 Yeah, bro.
Yeah, man.
Oh, man.
Wow. Finally.
Love these cats, bro. Love what they're doing, man.
Man.
So proud of them, bro.
If you just put your head down, do the work.
Right.
Don't ask for accolades. Don't ask for how killing you were, how great you were.
Right.
That's all. It just seems like that's all anybody wants to hear now, man.
Don't walk up to Derek Trucks and give him your business card and your latest CD. Hey, bro, check me out, man. Follow me on Instagram. Let me see your Instagram. You know, come on, bro. They will find you, okay? Somebody who knows what you do is going to be the one that recommend you for the gig. Let's be honest. It ain't that person. It's not even that person that's going to recommend you, because I tell you this. Carmen Bradford, I was at a Gen conference with her, and this is what she said. She said, we're about to lose our drummer in the Count Basie band. They said they're going to audition this guy named Robert Boone. You know what I said? Oh, snap. I know Robert. Yep. He's great. He's going to have a great audition. She's like, really? She's like, okay, that makes me feel better because you said it. Now, I'm not saying I'm responsible for Robert's gig.
Right.
But we all been there where somebody has vouched for us, right? Or said something.
Right.
And it is usually the person that recommends you, not the person who's over the gig that you get the gig from.
I mean, word of mouth is really ultimately what.
That's what it is.
Is going to, be the final, even because, like, man, it's even if you might audition and you may not kill the audition, you might not even do that well, but if they see potential and there's other intangibles there, you still may get the opportunity, because there could be a guy that comes in, kills everything, reads a figure, kills everything, but personality wise, positively no way. So, they both have great personalities, great looking guys. They know how to carry themselves. And they know how to respect those that came before them, man. I just don't, I can't put enough emphasis on how much weight that carries. If we see somebody older than, that's older than us, man, we're immediately, yes, sir. No, man. I don't care if we could be in the grocery store. Am I right? I mean, it's like, there's that immediate respect of,
and now they're passing it on, right? So it's their turn to start passing it on to the next cats,
Mm-hmm.
And so, it's a cycle, but if somebody breaks the cycle, then where will they learn it from,
Right.
Man.
Yeah. I mean,
what about you? Were you ever in a situation where, like, some people think that they play to the gig? Like, if it's a cheap paying gig, they're going to play cheaply. And if it's a money gig, they're going to play a lot of money. But I find that the consistency of how you play is where oftentimes people recommend you, is like, oh, this cat is consistent. They always learn the music. They always know this, whatever. That's what gets you the gig, right? What do you think?
I mean, the best compliment that I ever got from a cat that I definitely look up to was like, he said, man, you play as strong on the last note as you did the first note.
Wow.
And I never thought about that. I mean, not consciously, but I've learned a lot. I mean, just in the short time of playing with Tom Gross in the Mike Field band. This cat he's playing in front of 100,000 people every night, mindset wise. And so much so that on this last we just played 7 nights down in Key West.
Mm-hmm.
We were done, man. I mean, after that, the 5th night, about the 4th or 5th night, you're like, man, we got to do this again for 2.5 hours. And so, but to even watch that cat is like, because it's on. It doesn't matter where you if you're in front of 10 people or if you're in front of 10,000 people.
He's serious.
On.
He's serious.
And that, but when you see that, can't help but you're like, man, okay, this cat's bringing it, I got to bring it. So hopefully I can have that effect on maybe somebody else that may be having a rough night or is tired, or you try to bring it every night. It's not easy,
right?
But I do agree with that. I think that people, and you'd be surprised who's watching you. Yeah. In the strangest times, man. I mean, I can remember when we were playing at Churchill, and lo and behold, Kenny Barron and Russell Malone and Regina Carter and Jonathan Blake, and just walk in. And we're not in New York. So, I mean, if you're in New York, you're used to
and that. They stayed.
Oh, they stayed. They stayed. Not only did they stay, but they were like asking questions like, man, who you cats, man, blah, blah, blah. But
and my back is to the audience. So I didn't know Kenny Barron, who's one of my favorite all-time piano players. Actually, I was going to study with him when he was teaching at Rutgers, but then Ellis moved back to UNO, and that's where I studied. So to have in an audience was like, and Russell Malone come up to us, who is incredible, come up to us and shake our hands, dap us up and hug us and said, man, I'm so happy they got a chance to hear y'all play.
Right.
That's what he said. To hear us play?
Right.
To hear us.
But again, what is he's saying that he knows these cats and we made him proud.
Yes. Yes.
It's like, man, because you do, man, you walk in sometimes and it's just like,
especially other
punching the clock. And I bet, look, we've all been guilty, man. I mean, there's it's hard on a local level sometimes to keep your faith and to keep your passion, because the energy that may be happening is just, it's just not the air. And you're, sometimes it's like, man, why am I trying to bring it? Ain't nobody else trying to bring it.
Right.
We've all had those nights, but, and I think that's what keeps, if you're in a place like, if you're in New York, it's like, man, yeah, those cats are walking in every night. You have to play. You have to be playing. And you're playing with guys that are bringing it. It makes a difference. I mean, I'm not going to lie. It makes a huge difference. If we get on a nice little run where we're playing, several times in a row with who we, man, that makes a huge difference, man. But it's not realistic because we have to make a living. So, you're it's a mismatch, mix and match sometimes of what's going on. But I'm just happy that those guys, especially, I mean, both of them, and they're in such different situations, such completely different,
definitely
situations, man, of big band, and I mean, they're both in big bands, but,
but swing versus the other thing,
but it's all the same.
Old school though, you're working with an established group that's been around for decades. That you're the youngest person in the band,
right?
And then you got another situation where the lineage is from decades of that era, and you're dealing with cats who are exploring things and want you to explore with them. You don't ever get a chance to explore in the Count Basie band,
right?
It's
but
not
you still are. but you're playing, but you're still a part of history.
Oh, you part of history, and you part of, and you got to play the music like you would play it.
Yeah,
You definitely have you on it, but it's more like we talked about being inside of a box and being creative within that box. There are sure parameters and walls in the Count Basie band box.
No question.
You ain't playing past 1970.
Right.
Unless you play like a groove tune that, but most of the people are acquiescing to you. You're gonna have, if you're gonna have what's the chick from Flowtree, who's on her own? She sang on one of their albums, I think Christmas thing. You're gonna be singing the style of Count Basie. They're not gonna be changing their style to match you,
Right.
But when you get into Tedeschi Trucks Band, that's a much more malleable. It's a different style, different kind of thing. You get to put a different kind of influence on that thing,
Yeah, a lot of history there.
Oh, there's definitely a lot of history. You got to know that.
I mean, there's a thing to it, but yeah, it's you're going to open up. You get to open up a little bit more and bring a little bit more of yourself to the gig. Like the Basie Robert, I'm sure he's learned how to bring himself into. He's not strictly playing like Sonny Payne or playing like the drummers before him, but you kind of have to know that, and then you start to kind of build your own thing around that, I guess I would say, so, but man, that was great, man.
Marika Sherrod says these guys can't be nothing but respectful, intelligent, smart, and loving. They were brought up by intelligent, godly parents and grandparents, and we definitely know that that kind of attitude, especially from two people from the same family, that doesn't come by osmosis. That has to be taught and modeled, So, yeah.
I mean, I'm trying to think of one instance. I can't think of an instance that I ever thought they were anything but, respectful, man.
I should have asked Robert to tell this story, but I remember the first time I got hired at Kennesaw, and we're getting ready to do a big band concert, and Robert was the drummer for the big band, right? Man, we played a song which was a feature for me, and man, they just kind of thought they were playing the best thing, bruh. And me and Sam stopped, and I just said, man, y'all think y'all playing, man. But I was like, I'd never hire any of y'all like that, and walked off the stage. And Robert was like, oh, shoot, we got to get it together. But he took that, man. He didn't be like, man, this cat don't know what he's talking about, blah, blah, blah. But he took that as like, man, we've been playing thinking that we're the greatest thing since sliced bread, but it's not that, it's, you get in the NFL, like you said, everybody's fast. Everybody's a great cornerback. Everybody was the best in their class. Everybody was the fastest. So that where you go from there, that's the real wake-up call.
Where you go from there, man.
Right.
I mean, there's time you can, because you're never going to learn it all. There's always going to be somebody that's ahead of you or better than you or got it more together than you or whatever, but you can still find a spot and you continue to work hard. You can always get better, and that's, those guys, they continue to work on their craft. They're conscious of that, resting on, oh, okay, well, this is as good as it's going to get, or this is how good I'm going to get. It's like, no. And especially if you have other cats, that's just where it's so important to have other guys around you that can push you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
look at why Tanis is doing what he's doing. He was hungry. Morgan, hungry. All those cats. Patrick, but we can count on our hands those cats, right?
Yep.
Literally. All those people that we're proud of.
Darren.
Yeah. But just as many as those were, we could look at ones that could have been that too. We could look at them and won't call out any names. Like, dude, if you would have done this, you'd be up here too. Right?
Right.
So, hey.
Yep.
So
it's all good.
But good stuff, man.
Yeah, man.
Bring them on.
So yeah, I'm gonna shut it down. Try to get my voice. It was actually held up pretty good, man. But
it did, man. I was surprised.
I was at this tea. My wife made me this tea, drinking this little tea, and man,
what
I'm
kind
like,
of tea
of all things, I don't even know, some kind of herbal tea.
And it's working for you though.
So
you're a coffee man too, so to get this tea,
yeah,
it's big.
I know. I might have to lay off. Even though, man, I don't go super hard, you know. So excuse me. Some guys are just all day long, dude. I'm like, no, man. I get my nice little cup.
Teachers, bro. Teachers, coffee and Coca-Colas.
Oh, well, yeah, because you got to keep that. Yeah, man. I can't, dude. You got an 8-hour day with kids,
right. It's like in the veins with them, bro. Once that be wearing off, they'd be like, I got to get a Coca-Cola. Be like, dang.
I mean, I could, think about the times when we used to do 3 gigs a day. Neil Starkey, man, used to have those espresso shots.
Yeah, them double shots, man.
The double shots, man. Because that is real, dude. But yeah, man, we're gonna call it a night. It's a great show.
Sure.
Try to get some clips together. You're at Red Light tomorrow. Will be with Mike Veal and the Mike Veal Band at Tin Roof tomorrow night, and then I'm chilling till next week, man. Who you got in the Super Bowl? Who you got in the Super Bowl?
I don't have a dog in the fight. I just want to be competitive.
But I'm saying who you think's gonna win, man?
Well, this is intimidation factor, bro. Kansas City is intimidating, just like the Patriots used to be intimidating, just like the 49ers when Steve Young and mainly before, who was the quarterback before? I'm drawing a blank. Montana. Montana. That Mike Tyson, all that kind of stuff. The lore gets you before you even fight the match. So it'll be interesting. Somebody like Shanahan, who's a coach who went to 2 Super Bowls, one as a OC and one as a head coach, and came up short. And I don't know if he'll make it past the third one, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So it's on him. The pressure's on him to win it. So
pressure's on who?
Shanahan. Kyle Shanahan.
Yeah.
If he doesn't, it'll be 3 times in the Super Bowl, one as OC, 2 times as a head coach, where he lost it, you know. And he's supposed to be a genius coach, so it's on him. But if he can get his team loose and Brock Purdy plays like the way he plays, you know, and the defense steps up for 49ers, I think I like this. I like the underdog myself, always do. But if I had to bet any money on it, just the juggernaut that KC is sometimes. But they definitely have a lot of weaknesses, you know, this year, opposed to last year. To me, they have way more weaknesses wide receiver wise. Mm-hmm. But that intimidation factor is real. So
Apollo Creed says, bet against Kansas City if you want to, but you're going to find out the hard way.
Rock. I the tiger, Rock. I the tiger. I love that he was teeing off of Rocky. He was like, I the tiger, Rock. And he was teeing off, boom, boom, boom. I was like, dang.
Man, I might have to go get me some of that tonight before I fall off.
I have to, bro. I'm gonna have to
see Rocky 3, man. Rocky 3.
No.
Mr. T was robbed for
Oscar,
supporting actor, man. He was robbed. Man.
He was robbed, bro.
Club, I mean that. Oh,
Clubber, bro. He hey,
woman.
Hey, woman. Why don't you come sleep with a real man? See what...
Hey, woman.
That was the one that made him explode. Get out the way, old man. You don't know nothing about me.
You're a paper champion. He's a paper champion.
Oh, wait. Before we go, look at here. We got a sighting.
Oh, is that the manager? That's the manager.
Yes, that's the manager.
Hello, manager. Management. Right? Yes. Yes.
Very proud
yes.
mama here. Thanks everyone. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, Henrietta
We're so
be
proud,
in the
man.
background. She smiles, whatever, but she doesn't be showing her hand too much. Yeah, but definitely.
It's our pleasure. You guys did phenomenal job. And excuse my voice, I'm cracking here. I'm at the end. But I know Tyrone, you guys have a great relationship. I have not met you guys. I hope to meet you guys in the near future. And maybe we can bring them on.
Yes. Let's do that.
Parents of. I think we need to do that.
Bobby, we're gonna reach out to you, Bobby. You gotta
Bobby. Bring you on and we can really talk about that. So we'll be in touch with you guys. But thank you everybody for coming on, supporting us, supporting the channel. Go to YouTube, subscribe, set your notification bell, hit the notification bell, and it will let you know when we are on live or we drop a new video. Our Facebook page, Instagram page, please give us a like and a follow on that. Share share the show. That helps out a lot. We got a lot of new stuff. There's a lot going on. So hopefully we're going to get into some new things here coming very soon, but we have some more guests coming up, and we really, really appreciate. This is episode 27, which, I don't even, it doesn't seem like a lot, but it's I mean, and this is only once a week. So, we've been going we've had to miss a week here or there, but for the most part, we've been consistent. So, and we look forward to, all the things that are coming our way here in the future. So thank you, Brad, Bobby, Henrietta,
Falgu,
and hey, how are you doing, Ann? Good to see you in the chat. Laretha, Mancini, Wyntanis, let's see,
John David,
Tom Gibson. What's going on, Tom?
Yeah.
Let's see. Podhorser was in early. I'm not sure if he's still in here. Who else did we have? Miss Carlisle, looks like Tia, Frankie, Samuel, John Liebman. I didn't even see Liebman was in here. Nick Blount, Nika,
Sam
everybody.
Winterheimer, bass player.
Yeah, man.
Bass player too.
Yeah, man. So cool. So thank you guys, and we will be back next year. Oh, the Podhorse. Oh, I have actually new documentation of the Podhorser, Tyrone, that I have yet to share.
Oh wow, I can't wait.
Yeah, I have some photos.
Wow. The basketball ones or some different ones?
Basketball ones.
Love them.
Had I thought about it, they'd be up here right now. But
save them for next week, bro. Save them for next week.
You gotta see him. Just picture Phil Jackson.
I saw him. I'm in that chat.
Oh, that's right. He already sent him to us.
Oh, we got to see him again.
But the public hasn't seen them, so we have to
not see them.
Yeah, so we have to indulge. So
yes.
But thanks everybody, Mark and Brian. I'll see you guys tomorrow at Tin Roof. Brad, good to see you again, and everybody that was hanging with us. We will see you guys next week.